Okay, friends, we're going to go ahead and do our mentor sentence for the week. Hopefully, you have had time to watch the video of the memory string. That's our mentor text that we're pulling our sentence from. And then this is the sentence that's in your packet that you can write down. I also typed it into our Google Doc, but this is the one I'm talking about. And then on Friday, you can do this little page right here. I know some of you already did it and sent it to me. But if for some reason you feel like you need to redo it, since we're doing the lessons now, you can do that. That's fine. You can redo it if you think you need to and resend it to me. You don't have to do this until the end of the week after we've gone through our mentor sentence. So what I'm going to do is just take some time to go through the different parts of our mentor sentence. Now, of course, in class, if we were doing this together, you guys would be helping me with this. So I hope you've had some time to write the sentence down and just figure out some things that you notice, like we talk about in class. But today, since we're doing all this online, I'm just going to show you the things that I notice about this sentence. And you guys just check your work. And so if you don't have something written down, you can just write this in your journal. Remember, this is just practice, okay? So hopefully I'll go slow enough that you can get some things written down. And then I'll take a picture of this as well, and I'll have it in the Google Doc, and that way you can get things written down if you feel a little rushed for time. Okay, so our sentence says, tears streamed down Laura's face, and Jane took a step toward her. Now this week we're kind of focusing on compound sentences, okay? And we've talked a little bit about that. And a compound sentence is where, if you notice, we have a comma and then we have a conjunction, okay? And that conjunction joins these two, what they're called is a clause, but joins these two phrases that if you took these two things out, these could be their own sentence. We could put a period right here, and that could be a complete thought. And then we could start to take this out, and we could start a new sentence here, and this would make a complete thought. Okay? So that's a big way to notice if a sentence is a compound sentence. You're going to look for a comma, and then you're going to look for a conjunction. Okay? It's not always the word and, but see if you see a conjunction. So we know that this is a compound sentence because I could say, tears streamed down Laura's face, and that makes a complete thought. And then I could also say, Jane took a step toward her, and that's a complete thought, okay? And then my comma and my conjunction are kind of clues that give it away. So the first thing I notice is that, and that it's a compound sentence. And I notice their comma and then, of course, the word and in this case, okay? So when I have a compound sentence, I'm going to have a subject and a predicate for each of my clauses, okay? So in this case, tears is a noun, and it's my subject. It's what my sentence, this first part of my compound sentence is about. And then I think, what did the tears do? Okay, remember that. What did the tears do? They streamed. Okay, and remember your predicate is going to be a verb. And so I marked this. My subject has one line. My predicate has two lines. Okay, now the next thing I notice about my sentence is that I have a prepositional phrase right here. And you can see I've marked it with brackets, just like I do in class. And remember, a lot of times your prepositional phrase, it's going to show that preposition is going to show direction. So my preposition is the word down, but the whole phrase is down Laura's face. Okay, so my preposition is down. And then face is the object of my preposition, and it's a noun as well. Okay? Now, if you look here, we have a proper noun. We have someone's name. Okay? It's a specific name, and it has a capital letter. So that's a proper noun. Now, this noun, you guys should know this, shows possession. Okay? Because it has an apostrophe, and then it has an S. So it's talking about whose face? Laura's face. Okay, so those are all the things for this first part of my compound sentence. Now the next part, I have my conjunction, I have my comma marked right here. So I'm going to look for another subject, and I'm going to look for another predicate. Okay, so here at the beginning of my sentence, I see my subject, and that's Jane. This next part of my clause or my sentence is who or what is this part about? It's about Jane. Okay, so she's my subject. I've underlined her with one. I've underlined this word with one line. And Jane is also a proper noun. Okay, it's somebody's specific name. Well, we want to ask the question, what did Jane do? Jane took. Okay, so that's going to be your predicate, and it's also, I didn't mark that, it's also a verb. Okay, your predicate is a verb. What did Jane do? She took. Okay, so I've underlined it with one line here and two lines right there. Now the next part, I have the word a. And a is an article. Okay, you guys should know to mark that. Okay, what did Jane take? She took a step. And step is just a noun. It's just like if you took a step walking down the street. Okay, so in this case, it's a noun. And then finally, we have another preposition, toward. Remember, it's showing direction. I'm moving toward somebody. Okay, so I have a prepositional phrase right here, toward her. So toward is my preposition. I've marked my phrase with a bracket. And then her is the object of my preposition. Toward whom? I walk toward her. Okay? And her, remember, this is not somebody's specific name, but it's a noun, so it's a pronoun. Okay? It's a substitute. Okay? In this case, her is a substitute for Laura. Okay? So remember, when we talk about pronouns, it'd sound kind of funny if it said, tears streamed down Laura's face and Jane took a step toward Laura. Okay, so that's why we have a pronoun in there. Okay, because it's a substitute for that word. So you can see, here's a list of all the things we just talked about. Okay, and I'll like I said, I will send a picture of all of these things so you can check your work. Now for tomorrow, what I want you to do to your sentence, I want you to write your own super sentence. And one thing I want you to do is to add some adjectives. Okay? Okay, add some describing words, okay? Think about how could you describe tears? What kind of tears? How could you describe the word tears? How could we describe Laura's face? Okay, if tears are streaming down her face, think about a word that would describe her face, okay? And Jane took a step. What kind of a step? Was it a big step? Okay, that would be an adjective right there. So you can think of some places to add some adjectives to this sentence right here. And what I'd love for us to do is to share your super sentence on Flipgrid. If you're able to get on Flipgrid and you want to, you can record you saying your super sentence. So I'll go in tonight and make a Flipgrid for this, okay? If you don't want to do that, you can just write it out, and you can send me a picture of it, and that's fine too, okay? Either way is fine, but that's going to be your assignment to go with this for today, for Wednesday.